Hi there, my name is Charles. I'm one of the pastors here at CT. Thank you so much for joining us online today. This is our Christmas online service. We thought it would be wonderful to spend Christmas Day with our families and friends, and also New Year's coming up as well, but we'll get to that in a moment. But we thought it would be a great idea to look back and reflect on the many amazing moments, events, and other awesome things happening here at CT, and just share that a little bit with you. And so I'm here with Pastors Nikki, Amberley, and Michael, and we're just going to go one at a time and reflect back on what God has done here at CT in 2022. So let's start with you, Pastor Nikki. What really stood out to you?
So I think there was a lot of great moments. Specifically, I loved the weekend where we focused on mental health. That's something that I am super passionate about. I was reading some statistics in Statistics Canada and saying since the pandemic, it was 1 in 5 people previously were dealing with anxiety or depression or post-traumatic stress disorder, and they're now seeing the statistics be 1 in 4. So it's something that I believe as a church, we follow so much that we love people and we love God. And I believe this is a way that we love people. And so talking about just getting rid of the stigma and that it's okay to talk about our difficulties. I love that. I love that we're talking about that showing vulnerability and showing care for one another is talking about, hey, I had a rough day. I had a rough week. And so it was amazing that we had a bunch of people come together and to kind of be trained in that. What does it look like as a church to love people? And then Jerry Tone coming, like Dr. Jerry Tone was amazing, so wise, so much that he shared with us. And I know we all took so much away. So I just love that we could do that. And then piggybacking the mental health care kits on that too, and talking about even more, how are we showing people love? Just saying, hey, how are you doing? And actually meaning it. I think that really did talk about how we are the body of Christ. So I loved that. I also loved the Halloween day that we had. That was so fun, so
wild,
so inspiring that people again could just see that we are being the hands and feet of Jesus, not expecting, hey, come and we expect you to do this, but just saying, hey, we want to love on you. We want to, hang out with some goats and cows and
Food truck.
There was
Don't
also
forget
a
the food truck.
Yeah, so that was super awesome. So yeah. So that's what I loved. I mean, there's so many more things, but yeah, Pastor Amberley, what do you think?
Yeah, I think for sure all of those things that Nikki said, definitely. Halloween was crazy and wonderful, fantastic. And I love though, so 2 years ago, we tried to do the parking lot party and got kiboshed with COVID, and we ended up doing that thing where we drove all the bags all over, and we were like, oh, wow, 200 families we got to talk to. And then last year it was sort of more subdued, and we could only put 50 people in at a time, and we were like, whoa, 500 people. Wow, this is crazy. And then we probably had 1,000 easy there this year, so just seeing...
It was 8 million, I believe.
A million?
8 million.
8 million. 8 million people served.
Don't quote me on that.
But 1,000 is probably much more realistic. And or 8 billion. 8 billion?
It was actually million.
Million.
Don't get carried away.
The actual numbers were over 2,000 people.
And 8 million is over
And
2,000.
But just seeing the consistency and seeing how being faithful continuously and building upon a faithful foundation of those who came before us and building on those things as well. And part of our, whatever our tenets here, our things is the best, right? And one of the B is batons, passing batons. And like we see at Halloween, how there'd been family fun night for years, and now it's been passed on to a different kind of a feel or a different day and the growth. But we're seeing that batons in our next gen areas as well. Downstairs, we have about 40, 45 kids down there, which is fantastic. This year we saw some real curriculum and structure development, which I love. We're using Grow. We're seeing them go through entire books of the Bible. We're seeing new people volunteering, and which is amazing. And then people who've been there forever just continuing to pour into those kids and love them. And then part of my favorite part about being downstairs is seeing our junior leaders, our youth, who are just stepping up week after week in their giftings and their talents. And we know we're in a good place because it's new people and young people doing ministry and being a part of things and learning that they are a part of God's family. Like not just our CT family, but that they are kingdom workers from 11, 12, 13 years old. And that is part of what makes faith stick, is learning how to serve. That's part of it's an essential part of their discipleship journey. And when we want to see church, CT, whatever, continue 20, 30, 40 years long past us, it will be those kids who are, the 12-year-olds, the 13-year-olds who are helping now with the kindergartners and in the nursery. And it's amazing. And I love being a part of that. And I hear so many of my kidsmen counterparts saying, like, we just can't get helpers. We have a full volunteer roster plus subs, and it's only because CT family is awesome and amazing, and it's just God's grace and just this excitement of serving him through all of these different channels.
Yeah, one of my youngest, her class leader is a teenager, and she's got this amazing sticker program going on where if they do something fantastic, they get a sticker. As a parent, I love how excited she is. As a also parent, love that there are stickers all over my house. It's wonderful.
Even
it is wonderful.
the kids who aren't even in her class come and help her set up and help her tear down because she gives them stickers. So not only is it the 5 and 6-year-olds who are trying to get stickers from her, it's actually all, and maybe some even junior highs, are helping her in order to get stickers. So it's like a full incentive program, and it's fantastic.
So if I help out, will I get a sticker too?
Yeah, and they're cool stickers.
They are very cool stickers. I may have tried to take a few, but
And what I think's amazing too is now that I see those, grade 6s and up, even in the youth program, we already see them now being leaders to their friends and realizing, oh, hey, do you need help actually cleaning that up? Do you need help doing this? It's built in, just core characteristics, and I love that so much, and I agree totally with that.
Yeah, it's amazing. And again, it just speaks to the foundation we've been building on the last 3 years of just a community that cares for one another, a community that loves one another, that serves one another. And it's beautiful because now we're seeing our kids mirror it without being nagged or whatever, that they're just doing it because it's what they've seen around them, that what they've grown up with.
I think one of the important things you both have said without maybe realizing it is that there is a consistency worth building on, not just what has been or what we repeat, but the things that we want to see happen in the future. You talk about mental health weekends, you talk about the mental health kits. That's something we want to see consistently pushed, consistently given attention for the future. Like we've talked as a staff about having a month a year where we focus on mental health and we don't shove it in a corner and just use it as a cliche thing that everyone's talking about right now, but we actually focus on it. We spend the time texting, we spend the time sending messages, emails, and cards to check in on people and building consistency into the things that we want to see in the future of CT, not just in the present.
Yeah.
that's pretty awesome. I think it's great. And for me, what really stood out was the small groups and the teams nights. I just loved being able to get together with other people and at the teams nights, for instance, and just kind of gel as a team, right? And just as one group of people doing our very best to love God and love people in our community, and seeing the ideas that came out of that. Even some of those ideas are pretty big, and it's going to be exciting to see some of them get implemented in the future. And then the small groups, like with our best analogy, right? We believe that discipleship happens in tables and chairs, not in rows. Sunday morning is so critical to our growth, to our faith journey, but small groups as well is getting together and spending time discipling one another, learning together, supporting one another. And it's not just about the learning aspect, it's really about the building relationships and being there for one another, because especially, when we need a hand or help with something. And then there's also the food component to the small groups, which is also a very important part. But no, it's been amazing to see the little communities developed, the relationships developed among people that otherwise might not have ever connected. But since they went to a small group, then they got to know one another.
And there's a consistency even in that we want to consistently be putting tables and chairs in front of people alongside of what happens on a Sunday. Sunday is just a time where we get to celebrate what happened the rest of the week. We celebrate youth, we celebrate kids, we celebrate all the small groups, the activities, the different things that happen in and outside the building. But it's those actual functions of discipleship where we're in each other's lives that is consistent. It's beautiful.
It is. It is. So, okay, last call. Anything else stand out to you from this last year, 2022?
Even when you were starting to talk about, like people just chipping in and stuff, one of the most fun moments for me, which afterward I was like, oh, I didn't get a video of that because that's how I always remember things, is when we did that Greek potluck thing and how quickly this sanctuary or auditorium changed was insane. People went just right away, how can I help? And people are throwing on tablecloths and they're bringing up chairs and it was so amazing to see.
It was so fast.
Yeah, and it was just this, like that beautiful moment. This is the body just working together. And when we've done, Halloween, when we just did the amazing Christmas for everyone, it was people saying, hey, I'll do the jobs that, maybe I think are the thankless jobs. I'll do, popcorn, or I'll clean this up, or I'll put on a tablecloth or whatever. And it is so amazing to see, again, because of the consistency, because of the care for one another, because of people really seeing, this church does love God and love people. We are just showing that in every moment, and I just love that. So,
I think for me, the other pieces of consistency that I've really enjoyed is adding in a consistent.
Is that your word of the year? Consistent.
It was my word last year.
Next year, it's unpredictability.
You have no idea what's going to happen next. No, consistently adding in that that scripture reading component into services, and the value of having different people every week come up and read scripture. I think that has just been absolutely beautiful. Along with that, preaching consistently through the book of Mark and making so much ground. So as a church, if you've been here all this last year, we'll have read through the book of Mark together and taught through the entire thing this next semester. And that's just phenomenal to me. I just love that.
Awesome. It is pretty fun. I
It's
know
consistent.
because we were given the opportunity, like, hey, should we pause a bit on Mark, and through feedback through others, and then even us as a team, we're like, no, we would actually really rather keep going and not take a small break. I can't remember exactly what time that was. It was like a month or something like that. And we're like, no, let's keep going through Mark. I mean, it's like reading a good book, right? You can't just stop. You got to get through it all.
Yeah, well, we took a break for Advent
Yes,
because
Advent.
Jesus, you have to take a break for Advent. It's the rules, it's the law.
It's written right in it's in the map section, right?
It's in Maps.
Yeah.
The book of Maps.
And I hope you're getting this, but one of my absolute favorite parts about being here is that I love working with these guys. It's fun to work with friends.
Who do you like working with the most?
It's fun to work with friends, and it's great to come here and enjoy myself. And I come of a team we have a team where we just sit around and we brainstorm, we throw ideas off each other, and half the time the idea is about 3/4 formed and we're already charging ahead. And which sounds crazy, but it's wonderful. And it's wonderful to work with these people, and they're amazing professionals. They're all incredibly gifted at what they do, and then they just work so hard.
Who's the most gifted?
Me.
Well, that's up for debate.
But they do. They work hard. We have so much fun, and I hope that comes across as we're talking to each other. But honestly, it is an honor to be part of the team here, if nothing else. It's wonderful.
It is pretty fantastic. I've been here for a year now, and it is pretty fun to work with this group. And that consistency is really applies to this team as well. You see an objective, and we're not going to let the little things stop it from, or even the big things. Is we're going to get it done. But not just because we want to accomplish an event or task or anything, it's because we see the value and what it's going to add to our community. And I think that's been pretty fun. And they're an amazing group of people here. And you know what, CT family, we couldn't do any of this what we talked about without you. So thank you so much for your consistency, for your dependability, for your love for this community. Yes. Coming out week after week, night after night, whatever it might be, and sacrificing. We know there's lots of sacrifice involved, but you do it with a smile on and with joy in your heart, because you know that you're going to help someone along their faith journey, help disciple them, help them in whatever season of life they are in. And so from the bottom of our hearts, thank you so much. And we're excited to see what's going to happen going forward in 2023. So our next service is on New Year's. So we thought an online service would be wonderful as well, to be able to spend time with friends and family and to watch it whenever you can. And I almost forgot, Merry Christmas. So if you're watching this on the day that it drops, Merry Christmas. Totally forgot that part. But then our next service is online on January 1st. Then January the 8th, we will be back in person. So make sure to check us out there and online too.
January 8th with a very special guest.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
A
that's right.
surprise special guest.
This is going to be fun. We got a couple of amazing guest speakers coming up actually in the first couple of months of 2023. So yeah, we're going to get details out, just confirming a few things, and then we'll go from there. So it's going to be fun. It's going to be a great year going forward. And you know what? If you're new here, please don't forget to connect with us. Just go over to ctbrandon.com, click that I'm new. If you give us a little bit of information, we can get in touch with you. We just really would love to get to know you and see if there's anything we can pray for you for or help you with. That's all on ctbrandon.com. And then also any other events, you can find them there online as well. So have a wonderful rest of your Christmas day if you're watching this on Christmas Day.
Wait,
Oh, what did I forget?
why don't we go to a song?
Ooh, that's right. That would be wonderful. We've got some,
No,
okay.
Nobody wants to hear us sing. Have yourself.
No. We love you more than that. So we've got a couple of songs of worship that we would love for you to join us for and to enjoy the rest of your Christmas season. Take care and God bless.
As we, as a church, come out of this crazy COVID season, one thing that keeps coming to my mind is how incredibly blessed we are. We see across the nation and across North America how there's budget cuts, there's turmoil, there's closures of churches, and it's absolutely heartbreaking to see. I just want to take this moment to say thank you. Thank you, church, for being as amazing as you are. Thank you for the consistency in your giving, the consistency in your attendance, the consistency in your serving. As we head into December, I got to be honest with you, we're really close to being where we thought we would be this time of year. But I want to encourage you in your giving. If you need to top up your charitable giving and have a really beautiful gift to yourself as a charitable giving receipt, we have opportunities for you. But know this, we are a blessed church, and God has us in an incredible season of providence where we know that He is moving, and we know that His hand is heavy upon this church as well as on you. So if you do need to give and top up charitable giving and do all those things, here's some options that will make it easy. They're over this way. They'll make it easy for you to do. Bless you guys and have a great rest of your Sunday.